Georgia, the whole way through. Just an old sweet song that keeps Georgia on my mind. I said, Georgia, oh, Georgia, a song of you comes as sweet and clear as moonlight through the pines. Other arms reach out to me, other eyes smile tenderly. Still in peaceful dreams I see the road leads back to you. I said, Georgia, oh, Georgia, no peace I find, no peace, just an old sweet song that keeps Georgia on my mind. Other arms reach out to me, other eyes smile tenderly. Still in peaceful dreams I see the road leads back to you. Oh, Georgia, oh, Georgia, no peace I find, no peace, just an old sweet song that keeps Georgia on my mind. Oh, it's just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind.
This 9-volt battery is powering a 2-transistor oscillator, which is driving a step-up transformer, and the output from that step-up transformer is about 70 volts peak-to-peak AC. The oscillator is running at about 10 kilohertz, and the 70 volts peak-to-peak AC is then feeding into this Cockcroft-Walton voltage multiplier, and the 70 volts peak to peak ends up as 420 volts or thereabouts DC at this end, and then that's regulated down to about 400 volts by this string of 2 neon bulbs and 3 Zener diodes. And then the 400 volts is applied to this Geiger-Müller tube, and the pulses from the Geiger-Müller tube are fed into this upright connector, which goes into the upper deck.
What's new? How is the world treating you? You haven't changed a bit. Lovely lovely as ever, I must admit. What's new? How did that romance come through? We haven't met since then. Gee, but it's nice to see you again. What's new? Probably I'm boring you, but seeing you is grand, and you were sweet to offer your hand. I understand. Adieu. Pardon my asking what's new. Of course you couldn't know. I haven't changed. I still love you so.
This is the pulse counter, the top deck, and the pulse from the Geiger tube comes in here. It's amplified by this transistor and forms a pulse across this resistor in the emitter circuit, and that pulse is applied to this monostable formed by these two transistors, and when this monostable is triggered, a square wave pulse of fixed height and width is generated. It's actually around about 6 volts high and 2 milliseconds in width, and that pulse then turns on this transistor, which charges up this capacitor bank, which is at the same time being discharged through this resistor and this meter. And the values are chosen so that the meter readout is in counts per minute. These ranges are selected by connecting in a different preset resistor value, so that on the higher ranges the pulse charges up the capacitor bank to a lesser extent, in fact 1/10 less and 1/100th less. The speaker's driven through this transistor, picking up the fixed width pulse from here and feeding it into this transistor to be amplified for the speaker. So here are the two decks ready to go. The bottom deck is the voltage generator, the top deck is the pulse counter. If we turn the voltage generator on, I don't know whether you can see in this sunlight, but the two neon bulbs have come on, so it's definitely generating the high voltage to drive the Geiger tube. So we need to put the top deck onto the bottom deck, and they're connected via 5 vertical electrical connections. So that's all, should be all working. So if we turn on, we should see the background radiation, which is typically somewhere between 20 and 40 here. Okay. And I have a gas lamp mantle here which has got thorium in, which is radioactive. So this should send the reading considerably higher. In fact, it's more or less off the scale. What we can do is change to 0 to 1000. It was on 0 to 100. We're now reading 0 to 1000. And if I bring this close to the Geiger Müller tube, we're reading somewhere between 200 and 300 counts per minute. There. Let's put it back to 0 to 100 range. We should be back to background. Okay, before we set off, just as a sanity check, let's just make sure that you are completely unradioactive, which is what we would expect.
Okay.
I'll switch on, and then we should be getting the background radiation. Yeah, here we go. So it's typically between 20 and 40. So now if you bring your hands to the sensor, it should make no difference at all because you are unradioactive. Great.
You're not going to.
Okay, well it's on range 0 to 10,000. So that is about just over 4,000 counts per minute. And if you point the sensor at you, it goes up to, it doesn't go up much, it goes up to about 6,000 counts per minute. Interesting.
That's not as much as we thought, is it?
Oh no, it's gone 7,000. So if you put the sensor, just put it down on the seat, I guess it will drop off a bit. Yeah, 6,000. So, what time is it now? It's 3:24 p.m. And that's on 4,000 counts per minute. So if you put the sensor on your hand, so it's around about 5,000 counts per minute, or even, I don't know, it's going up 6,000. So you haven't gone down that much since outside the hospital. Gone down from 7,000 to 6,000. Okay. And I tell you what, try walking to the other end of the kitchen. Yeah, so obviously it's not registering anything now. So let's see when it starts registering. about there.
Mm.
So it's detecting you 6 feet away. Go 3 feet away.
So you sitting in the car would have been bathed in.
Interesting. Okay, so you're at the end of the kitchen. What would you say you were? How far away? 16 feet? I'll switch this on.
5, 10. Yes, probably.
Okay, so just... It's interesting because it's more than background, even... That's more than the...
Let me go out the room. How's that? Is that background?
It's gone down a bit, yeah. Anyway, come in.
So I still am. That's interesting, isn't it?
16 feet away. So
Well, I think it's more than 16.
advance slowly. Yeah, so no obvious change so far. Keep coming.
And it's about,
Yeah, it's beginning to register now.
this is where it was last time.
Yeah, it's about...
Carry on.
That's 3 feet away. Definitely going up. And we're coming up to 2,000. So if you can... Okay, that's 3,000. Coming up to 4,000. Yeah, it's gone down a bit, but not a great deal. Still on 4,000.
It's more than 4, isn't it?
Hmm?
Is it more than 4?
4,500. 4,500.